Hi, we're back. Today we're sitting in the pool and shooting a video because it's pretty hot, so it's good to cool down. Uh, just a little from the news that's been a little in the news lately here in Vietnam. I've seen this in Europe as well, so it's a little similar. It's about inheritance actually, and I read this article here in the news about a dad. He wrote in, he said he had 3 children, 2 boys and a girl, and he basically wanted to give his 2 boys 80% of his money and house and stuff, and the girl get 20%. Now that can seem very unequal, unfair, but here in Asia they see it as the girls, they get married and then they go to live with their husbands or the husband's family. So in a way the girls are taken care of, whereas the boys need to work hard to get a wife, provide for the wife. They need to buy houses, apartments. So it's tougher. So I don't know, is it unfair to give the boys more of the inheritance than the girls? I mean, if you have 1 boy and 1 girl, 1 son and 1 daughter, would it be fair to give the son 60-70% and the girl get 40-30%? Because she get a husband that will take care of her and she get an easier life. I mean, the boys are dropping out of schools, the boys are getting a tough life. They have to get a job with quite a high income to actually even get a wife, and then you need to raise a family that costs money. So it's a lot of pressure on the boys or the young men. So I mean, it's an old thinking here in Asia, whereas in Europe it's more like everybody need to get the same 50-50. But I also see some of these older ones, a little liberal older ones, they just say, I don't care, I'm not gonna leave anything to my kids. I'm gonna spend it all by traveling, by buying myself stuff. I worked so hard. My kids can work and fix for themselves. And I have 3 kids myself. I try to give them as much as I can, because they didn't choose to come to life. I made them. It was my decision, my selfish decision. And I think when I took the decision to get children, it's also my responsibility to help them as much as I can. And not only my children, but also later my grandchildren. So I think that help is smart, and I think it's good. And for people who view it differently, well, you view it differently, but I honestly don't agree with that. Many do different, and that is allowed, and of course, but I think you need to think of your kids. You were selfish when you made your kids and decided to have kids. The kids didn't have any say in that. And then you want to say on your old days, I'm going to spend all my money and all my fortune and I'm not going to leave anything to you because I'm going to travel and enjoy my life. I mean, that is really, really selfish. And so yeah, no, I think you should help. At least that is how I am put together. All the fibers in my body say I will help my kids as much as I can. If I can make their lives better and easier than my life was, then wow, that's to me how it is to be a dad. That's the role of the dad. That's the responsibility of the dad. So yeah, I just read about it. That's been a few stories about inheritance here in Vietnam. Not just one, about others that own properties and sharing of properties and stuff like houses and land and so on. So it's a lot of fighting about it here as it is in USA and in Europe. And that is not good. I mean, family, brothers, sisters fighting, not talk to each other because of money, and that is not good. So that probably will increase here in Ho Chi Minh, especially because now, after the pandemic and because of the war in Europe, the economy is tough, and now they actually don't build many houses, apartment buildings, and so on, which leads to prices will go up here. They already started. They already have gone up, and they will go up more. And with a like pressured housing market in Ho Chi Minh City, the prices will go up. And when your parents die, you really want your part of that house or that apartment, because that's money, right? So it's a tough cookie for the parents, to make it fair for the children, and I think the children should not think too much about the money, what they can get from the parents, but rather think about what can I do to improve my life, and the children should work harder. That's my take on it. I mean, no matter what, if your dad is Bill Gates, it doesn't mean you can surf through life and not do anything. You still need to work, and as long as you have that attitude, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna do my life, regardless if my dad are rich, or in like medium income or well off or poor. You can always turn your life around by working hard. But I mean, that is the news, in the news here in Vietnam. So yeah, I just wanted to elaborate on that. So you see, Vietnam is not that different from America and USA, but they do have a little of that old school thinking, or maybe you can twist it around and say modern thinking, because right now, as a fact in the world today, in America, in Australia, in Europe, the men are actually flunking in uni, in high schools, and so on. The girls do better. The girls are actually getting good paid jobs, and it's not easy to be a man. And there are very high requirements now for a girl to actually settle with a guy. He need to look that good, he need to have that kind of money, provide house, and so on. So it's not easy, and so maybe it's not a bad idea to let the boys have a little more. I have 3 boys, so for me it's quite easy. They get exactly the same. I don't have that. I don't have any girl, and I don't need to think about that. But it comes to mind. I mean, it's not easy. That's what I say. It's not easy, but it is an interesting topic. So yeah, hit the comments. Give me your thoughts about it. What you think? What what is your thinking about what you want to do for your kids? Do you want to divide 50-50, or 30-30 if you have 3 kids? Like be equal and give them the same? Do you want to give more to the boys? Does that sound smart? Do you think jealousy will arise if the boy get a little more than the girl, and so on? So yeah, give me your take on it, and we'll be back with more. So please hit that subscribe button and like my videos. And yeah, that was a little bit about inheritance here from the news. So yeah, that's it for today. Bye bye.